because I really wanted to figure out why everyone was so mad. And it pains me to say this, but this is a poorly made video with terrible pacing and little to no research actually being put in. So after setting up with some jokes, Dr. Skipper states in the video that Godzilla is public domain in America.
Godzilla is so popular that a lot of people didn't even know that it originated in Japan, or that it's in the public domain in the United States, since Toho, the company that created Godzilla, never expected the freak lizard to get Marvelized one day. But this free copyright for Godzilla is only in America. In Japan, our boy is still in shackles.
This is false. In fact, I'm not even sure where he got this information from and what his source is, because he doesn't give a citation in the video. When looking at the official website for the US Copyright Office, it shows that Godzilla is still under copyright and has been since 1954. I went around looking for where Dr. Skipper might have gotten this information, and it looks like he saw Wikipedia listed it as public domain. Confused, I researched further and discovered this specific image of Godzilla. It turns out this image is public domain, not the movie, and this is because of an error from 1970 that caused it to expire and then never be renewed. So to sum it up, no, Godzilla, the character or the movie, neither are public domain. They are still copyrighted, even in the US. Toho's legal team rivals that of Nintendo, and if you want proof, just look at Godzilla Heritage. It's a fan film from 2020 that was funded through Kickstarter. The filmmakers published 2 trailers for the film and were immediately contacted by Toho's lawyers. It's kind of funny because Dr. Skipper even states that Disney is the most bloodthirsty company when it comes to copyright, but I disagree.
So they didn't renew and manipulate the copyright system like a certain company that does all their beloved IPs. Walt Disney. Breaking news, Mickey Mouse is now public domain. Oh, never mind, just Steamboat Willie. Not even that. The name is still claimed by Disney, so the only legal way to name it is Boat Rat Drives Boats.
Sure, they did issue a copyright claim on Star Wars Theory's Darth Vader fan film, but at least they allowed it to stay on YouTube. Toho didn't even do that with Godzilla Heritage, or should I say Heritage, because the filmmakers were forced to change the name of the film to just Heritage, and the film was only allowed to be released on Kickstarter, not YouTube. That way, only the people that backed the film could watch it, no one else. Fast forwarding a bit, Dr. Skipper outright states that he does not like Godzilla because of what he calls the Jurassic Park effect, where the first film is really good, but the rest suck ass. His words, not mine.
Also, there's a big thing I need to address in this video. I kind of hate Godzilla, if we're gonna be honest.
Get the hell, man.
To make this really easy for you to understand, Godzilla has what I like to call the Jurassic Park effect. Jurassic Park is a great movie that has cool dinosaurs and sexy Jeff Goldblum, but the film still has heavy messaging. But Jurassic Park, yeah, the IP is now just CGI wars with Chris Pratt. They have like no cultural impact at all. This is what happened with Godzilla. I don't have any nostalgia for the old Godzilla movies. Yeah, I still watched them a bit when I was a kid, and even rewatched them recently when I got the idea for this video. So no bias. 98% of them suck ass.
Now, I get it. There are some stinkers in the franchise, and this is his subjective opinion. However, it feels wrong to say 2% of these movies are worth watching. I know he's being a bit hyperbolic, but the math shows that doesn't even count for one movie. For every Godzilla's Revenge, we have Shin Godzilla. For every Ebra Horror of the Deep, we have GMK Giant Monsters All Out Attack. Again, I know that this is his subjective opinion, but it just feels weird to make a video on a film series that he doesn't like or understand and yet act as an authoritative voice. It would be like if I made a video about why Matt Smith is the only good Doctor Who and the rest suck, because I watched an episode back of that specific run in 2018 when I had strep throat. That does not make me a figure of authority. I want to skip forward a little bit and not go over every single inaccuracy, like saying Bernie spilled water on Mechagodzilla's circuit board when it was actually liquor.
And Alfred from Atlanta spilling water on a computer to fry Mechagodzilla's motherboard.
That may sound like a nitpick on my part, but in Godzilla vs. Kong, it's a running gag and is mentioned countless times that Bernie carries around a flask of liquor. In fact, the scene he literally pulled that clip from in his own video has Bernie saying, "I gotta die here with you and sober."
That's the solution. I gotta die here with you and sober.
Again, I know it's a minor nitpick, but he says it numerous times in the video, and it goes to show the lack of research or understanding of what he's actually talking about.
They got defeated because water was spilled on a computer.
Later on, Dr. Skipper states in the video that Godzilla -1 is a breath of fresh air compared to every other film being awful. It proves that Godzilla does not work in the US because of how Japan-centric the King of the Monsters really is, and he compares -1 to the original 1954 film in both tone and quality. This is something I would actually agree on, somewhat. In my opinion, -1 is the best Godzilla film ever made. I saw it 5 times in theaters. However, it's wrong to call it a breath of fresh air when Shin Godzilla was released back in 2016. Oddly enough, Dr. Skipper doesn't even mention Shin in this video, and he actually shows clips of it when he's talking about -1.
So to watch a Godzilla movie with compelling human characters, nuanced discussion with critiques on the Japanese government, while having havoc and consequences that feel impactful, while also having an antagonist that is menacing, threatening, and terrifying, all done with $15 million.
Shin Godzilla is much more in line with the 1954.
Here we go. Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, if anything boils down this video, it's going to be this fight. This is not an intentional screenshot to embarrass this individual. This is just how they talk. I'll tell you what, though. Sometimes you have to break your own rules. Sometimes you have to break your own rules, especially if it's an unserious video. I don't know who this guy is, but Baldur's Gate 3 is a financial failure. Fans will never see a sequel. I kind of believe the second half of that because I think I played Baldur's Gate 2 when I was in high school, and I'm 36, so it's been a minute. You just might not survive to see the next one. It's a statistic probability.
Hasbro layoffs that happen without even something.
This dude's shit-faced.
Well, with the Hasbro layoffs that happen without even something big happening, like say Baldur's Gate 3 selling millions of copies of the game and making a buttload of money for Hasbro through Larian Studios for the licensing deal that happened. Well, it seems.
Hey, hold on, I gotta look this up. How old is this guy? He's now small. I was bigger than him the first time.
Gaming. I'm your host.
Shush. Cinder Shadow Gaming. How old are you, man? Doesn't say. I'm just interested because I gotta say I feel like this guy might be my same age, and like the fear of cringe is real. Okay, I'm terrified of being a cringe old guy, as most people should be. But there's a very strict possibility that me and this guy are both 36, and all I've got to say is wine and beer. That's not even clever. My man aged like shit. I don't know what's going on.
Baldur's Gate 3 is not even on the top 10 of games purchased this year. Well, that's.
What are you talking about? Hold on, let's just go ahead. We're gonna fucking live check this. Baldur's Gate sales. Holy fuck. Okay, yeah, between 5.46 million and 27.07 million copies. Gamers spent 3 million days making characters in Baldur's Gate. That's a little bit of playtime. So if that's like $60 a copy, it's whatever. Well over at least $30 million. No, sorry, $300 million, if not pushing $1 billion. Is that right? Fuck, I don't know. I'm not gonna do the math. Just yet. Steam.com. Steam's pretty relative, right? Steam. Welcome to Steam. I do not want you guys to see my Steam list because I don't do noteworthy categories. Right? Steam, please. Top sellers. So let's just see top 100 selling games right now by revenue. Steam Deck. Apex Legends, which is free. Counter-Strike 2, which is free. Baldur's Gate 3, which is $59.99. So Baldur's Gate 3 on Steam, it's down 2 slots from the second slot, is 2 slots lower than the 2 largest free-to-play games on Steam, and Steam's Steam Deck, which I don't know if that's like a sale, because the Steam Deck costs like $350, Baldur's Gate costs $60. Then right after Baldur's Gate is Lethal Company. And Baldur's Gate has been, let's see, it has been charting for 56 weeks. So that's over a year, which means it's been charting since before it came out. Pretty solid. Everybody likes the game. So this dude's just doing clickbait, which is fine. So it's okay if I mess with him. There's a good rule of thumb is if you do clickbait, you're responsible for what you catch. About Baldur's Gate 3 not in the black? This game is literally opening up people who've never played TTRPGs to join my table. Seems to have mainstream success. I don't see how it can't be. So Baldur's Gate production costs $100 million. Which is a lot. We'll go ahead and do a calculator and just type in what we got here. 5.46 million. So we just go 5.46 times 60. Why not? Equals 327. So $327 million on the low end, which is more than profitable. 2. On the high end, what did we say that was? 2707. 27.07 times 60 equals 1.624 billion. Deserved. Not a surprising number, a big number, but deserved. It is, I would say it's an Elden Ring killer in a weird, I know that's the stupidest possible lead, but everything that normies don't like about Elden Ring, that they wanted from a game that sounded like Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate gives you in fucking spades. It is quite literally the best narrative game I've ever played, and I love Disco Elysium. But Baldur's Gate beats Disco Elysium just as a narrative game because it is huge and good and well acted. It's just, I wish if there was a Disco Elysium that you could get on a single playthrough 200 fucking reasonably 200 hours out of, you know? I think my playthrough is probably gonna push 100 before I actually complete it. I don't know. Maybe it won't be up that high, but like, that's a lot. That's a lot. Disco Elysium's story overall is better. Okay, take it easy. We all built a fucking stack of cards to heaven. Okay, we all love Disco Elysium. We all know about you have thrown my bull into the river. Or the show. Listening to fucking Twirling in Rags. Everyone does it. You get done. You listen to the Twirling in Rags theme. Slow reverb, chill beat sesh, 10-hour loop. It's fucking great. Okay, it's one of the best games ever. Baldur's Gate is somehow fucking better than that. And it's just an all-around game, which is and it's worth every penny. So they made their money back by just adding a 0 to the cost of production, which is a fucking sick flex. I had 90 hours just from early access alone. That's great. What's Disco Elysium? That's bait. I'm just kidding. Disco Elysium. Oh, yeah. He doesn't want us to see all of his dating sims. He bought his research for Life Health High. I don't have any dating sims on it. They just didn't want all their D&D games in the same setting. They made Icewind Dale and then Neverwinter Nights. I fucking hate Neverwinter Nights. I don't. If you like it, it's not because of the game. I have 500 hours and sadly that's fucking awesome. But yeah, let's see what this guy has to say.
Right, we're going to look at the top 10 games that were purchased this year, where the sales numbers are, and maybe point out why the Larian Studio representatives from Wizard of the Coast were let go. Maybe this is one of the reasons why. Just because the game didn't perform to what they wanted. Yeah,
my dude sounds so fucking drunk that he sounds normal on 1.25. You know how you slow people down to like 0.75 to sound shit-faced? He sounds sober at fucking 1.25. He's like a normal human being all of a sudden.
But before we get into this, please do me a favor. Like, share, subscribe, do all those on YouTube things, and tell me, how many copies did Baldur's Gate 3 actually sell this year? Let me know down below in the comments. Anyway, 3 out of the top 10 games this year.
I checked the comments. Is a spoiler, and about 80% of them are people saying 2.5 million or like 25 million. You stupid fuck.
Owned by Activision Blizzard. That's something very special, I think, in itself. Through everything Activision Blizzard.
How is that special? It's fucking Activision Blizzard. They've had 3 of the only time it hasn't been 3 of the 10 best-selling games that year was when they were 2 different companies when I was a kid. Because Activision's been selling fucking Tony Hawk's Pro Skater variants since the fucking late 90s, which have all been top sellers. And Blizzard fucking is fucking World of Warcraft. It's the fucking biggest game company on earth. It's the game company that's not EA. You know what I mean?
Blizzard has gone through this year with the acquisition from Microsoft. The fact that they've had 3 of the top 10 games is, not unheard of by Activision Blizzard. I think Diablo 4 being up there is one of them. But it's very interesting to see what their mire is. But it seems Activision, I guess, has to be doing something right if they're able to market and get the game out there for them to be sold.
What the fuck is this chowderhead fucking talking about? What in the fuck? My man gave up. We're flipping the script, okay? Baldur's Gate 3 good. This guy wrong. We're done. We can listen to a little bit of it. This is a man who's given up on life. I know how it feels. Okay, it happens to me too. I told you guys this, I'm down on the other side of the wave. I am not making any more Shadowversity content because I do not want to fucking have my entire channel and my self-esteem based on the fucking numbers bump that you get when talking shit about that Aussie gets you fucking 50k fucking views a day, and then talking about normal shit gets you like 1. I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying? But I understand the draw to do shitheel fucking bait content. That's not even bait content, but I get it. That's what this dude has given up. This is a floundering individual. He has no idea why he's not successful. It's baffling to him that he doesn't have a lot of views. No one cares what he has to say. Been doing it for a while, maybe. He has 2k fucking subs. I had that fucking like a month and a half ago, and I started the channel like in May. Just fucking better overall at making stuff. Sorry, but when you get desperate, that's what this sounds like. Imagine somehow having less to say about video games than like the quartering. Okay, but you still want to be a video game commentator. So you make bait content, you get twice the views of your entire channel count, and all of the views are people calling you a fucking moron. God damn, that fucking hurts. Stop, man. Quit. It's not for you. I gotta tell you. Do you want to do this for the rest of your day? Like, if you want to be a fucking lolcow that's not even producing milk that people want to drink, you can do it. But like, buddy, you sound goofy. Like, you sound like you're fucking wasted, man. Like, if you're drunk, don't. You know what happens? People get drunk and fucking get online. Can't blame them. Booze is the way it is. I'm sober since like last summer. But fuck, this is painful, man. You didn't have anything to say. There's no breakdown, like a deeper understanding about games or anything. Like, did you play the fucking thing? And it's just that easy to get fucking distracted because I'm thinking about anything else. And
game publishers in 2023, thanks to a wide array of influential franchises.